Okay, so if you already know what you are doing, you may skip this video, do the work. You do not have to watch. But if you'd like a review, I'm going to work these three out loud. So it's completely up to you and what you need. Don't waste your time sitting here watching something that you already know how to do. So my first one needs an equal sign. It's dividing, so my first number is going to go in the box. And I know my answer is going to be negative because a negative and a positive give me a negative. And if that doesn't make a ton of sense to you, we can talk about it. So I want to move this decimal over here. So we're going to 1, 2, move it to the end. 1, 2, move it to the end. Now, what number do I put when I need a spot to fill? That's right, so you're going to put a 0. So how many digits will I have in front of my answer, in front of the decimal in my answer? 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many times does 325 go into 1? 0. How many times does 325 go into 19? 0. How many times does 325 go into 195? Still 0. Now, how many times does 325 go into 1,950? I don't know either. So, I wish I had like some amazing trick to show you, but I don't. The only thing I can do is tell you that I do the same thing you do. So we're gonna guess. How many times does 3 go into 19? 6 times? So let's start with that. Hey, that was a lucky guess, huh? So 6 times 325 is 1,950. Do I have to keep going? Of course not. The answer is just negative 6. I want you to use a lot of scratch paper because you make mistakes when you try to crowd too much on a paper. I can erase, but you can't. All right, second problem, positive or negative. I have a positive and a negative, so that gives me a negative. So go ahead and write that negative sign before you forget. And which one of these numbers goes in the box? The first one. Always the first one. And we don't have to worry about the negative sign because we've already decided that we know what our answer is going to be. So move this decimal to the end and move this decimal the same number of times. Two numbers decimal, two numbers decimal. I've got to have the same number on top as inside. How many times does 18 go into 5? How many times does 18 go into 58? I don't know either. How many times does 18 go into 50? 2. Let's try that. 36. Do you think we can do it one more time? Yeah? So we have 3 is 54. Now how many times does 18 go into 45? 2 times, right? And I don't have to redo my multiplication because I did it. If you keep everything spaced out nice and neat, use lots of paper, you can find your work. How many times does 18 go into 90? Try 5 times, 4 times. 5 times. If I cannot see your decimals, the answer is wrong. And it is a crying shame to get one wrong when I'm doing it with you. All right, the price of 1 share, that's a number, of ESPN declined a total of $47.25 in 4.5 days. What is the average change of the price of 1 share per day? So I have average and I have per. Per tells me to multiply or divide. Knowing that I have average, it looks to me like I need to divide. So we want to know how many dollars per day. Yep, move this one once and move this one once. Take it straight up. Hit pause and see if you get the same number I get. So hit pause, work it out. Push pause and work out the problem all by yourself. And then compare your answer to mine. Okay, so if you're watching, it means you've turned the video off, you did this problem right here. Your answer should be 10.5. So, what was the average change of the price of 1 share per day? The price changed put the 0, make it look like money, $10.50 average per day. Again, your sentence does not have to look like mine. It does need to be a sentence though. All right, we're going to move on to multiplying. If you don't need to watch the video, turn it off. There's no reason to waste your time and go slow with me if you're ready to go fast on your own. And if you're not sure, try the first one and then fast forward till you see the answer and see if you got it right. All right, so I'm going to draw my tic-tac-toe because my first question is my answer positive or negative? I have a negative and a positive. So according to my tic-tac-toe, a negative and a positive gives me a negative. So go ahead and put your negative sign right there before you forget. Now line them up, or don't line the decimals up. Write the numbers like they don't have decimals. And go ahead and multiply. If I went too fast, hit pause and finish. Don't just copy mine. All right, let's put our decimal in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So negative 2.50 times 3.1 is negative 7.75. Let's estimate this. 2 times 3 is 6. Is 7 close to 6? Yeah. Let's look at the second one. I have 7 times 1, so should my answer be close to 7, right? It won't be exactly, but it should be close. So if I get 300, I'm wrong. Or 70. Make sure it makes sense. I have negative and negative, so my answer is positive. And just so I don't forget, I'm going to write the positive. And go ahead and write it like normal. Multiply like a boss. It's okay to push pause. That's why we have the video. Nobody has to be bored waiting, and nobody has to scramble to copy because I go too fast. All right, let's count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Big fat decimal. Negative 7.12 times negative 1.4 is positive 9.968. I know 7 times 1 is 7, and 9 is not quite 7, but it's pretty close. I don't think it's far enough away that I would be worried. If you got 99, you have a decimal issue. Of course, I could always be wrong. Double check me. All right, Angel purchases 5 lipsticks for $5.45 each. Each tells me I might be multiplying or dividing. She also purchases 3 pairs of earrings for $12.80 each. What was the total cost of Angel's purchase, not including tax? So not including means I don't have to worry about tax. It doesn't tell me what tax is. I don't have to sweat it. I do need to know how much the lipsticks cost and how much the earrings cost for the total. So that's going to be 2 different multiplications. So I have 5 lipsticks for $5.45. And I have 3 earrings for $12.80. Push pause and multiply those problems. I'm going to push pause and multiply also. We'll compare answers. Push pause. If you haven't multiplied yet, you need to push pause and do both of those multiplication problems. Okay, when I did my lipstick multiplication, I have $27.25. 5 times 5 is 25, so that's pretty close. When I did my earring multiplication, 12 times 3 is 36. So 12.80 times 3 is 38.4. That's pretty close. Can I add sideways like this? Not if I want to be right. Now remember, when we add, we have to line up our decimals. This is what you're going to see almost all of the time. They're going to have you add and multiply or add and divide, just to make sure you know that sometimes you line them up and sometimes you don't. Okay. The total cost. The question says, what was the total cost of Angel's purchase? The total cost of Angel's purchase was $65.65.